That is how I feel when the mirror shows me a stranger. Yeah. And I know they're just fragments of a world where your absence all I get to see. Take me back to the planet where you and I are still meant to be. 'Cause I'm incomplete when you ain't by my side, when you don't wake up next to me. Yeah, I'm incomplete.
Okay, so today I'm bringing you guys a full in-depth tour and review of my 2006 Mini Cooper S. Now we're gonna go ahead and get started by looking at the exterior of the car. As you can see, very unique styling for Mini at its time. Very small car, as you can pretty much see overall. It doesn't take up a lot of space in the parking. Pretty nice, decent little small car, and if this is something that you're really looking for, then the Mini Cooper is definitely a car to look out for. This comes with a 1.6 liter supercharged engine, which was later with the second generation of the Mini Cooper S's was later replaced by a 1.6 liter turbocharged engine. And the color of this car is very complexing because it looks like it's black right now on the shade, but it's actually a very dark blue, and it's very hard to tell because this car is a bit dirty right now, but it is a very dark tone blue, and you can see some of the dirt right here, but it's a very dark tone blue, and it really looks nice when it's really cared for and when the car is washed, and it really makes it pop. I think these are 17-inch rims. I could be wrong. 4 lugs. They are currently wrapped in Hankook tires. They're off-season tires, so they're alright for everyday daily driving, which is pretty much what you're gonna be doing with this car majority of the time. Now, one thing to note about when getting into the inside of the Mini Cooper is that this isn't just a pull-out handle. There's actually a button right here. You have to press that, which gives you access, and your windows automatically do go down to open the door. Now, looking at the interior of the Mini Cooper, you can see a lot of BMW inspired interior, because BMW did revive this car in 2002. So you can see this part right here is very nice and softly padded where your elbow would rest. Plastic right here. This car does come with the optional Harman Kardon audio system, which is really good. I believe it was like a $500 option from the factory. So this car brings it, and the audio system in this is really good. Looking at the rest of the interior, you can see very nice, small, thick steering wheel. Step-in height for the vehicle is very low. Let me adjust the seat. But the step-in height is very low. You're not that far off from the ground whatsoever, so you have a really nice driving position, honestly. Very nice, thick, meaty, small steering wheel with multimedia functional controls right here mounted. This vehicle does come with the optional 6-speed automatic transmission. Another option for these cars was a 6-speed manual transmission, which is obviously the enthusiast choice. But if you're just gonna use it for daily driving and you want a little bit more spirited driving, but you don't know how to drive manual, then the automatic is an excellent choice for you. Looking at the interior of the Mini Cooper, this is very unique of the Minis for the time this came out. The tachometer is right in front of you, and the speedometer is right in the middle of the vehicle, with the rest of your information, such as temperature and your gas gauge right there. You also get the rest of the center console. Right here is the radio with the Harman Kardon audio system. Very simple to use and very easy, friendly climate control. I think it's dual zone, I'm not 100% sure. Moving on to these little toggles right here. These toggles, this is something very interesting because these toggles tend to get hard throughout time. Toggles tend to get very hard, and you have to really press down to lower or raise, especially on the passenger side. You have to raise or lower the window. You have to press really hard, and you know, they're very cheap plastic. That's another thing about this interior. Half of it is made with very nice soft and good materials, and the rest of it is just made out of plastic. Very nice soft touch up here on the dash. You do get a little bit of storage down here. As you can see, I have some things stored down here. Very nice little spot. for storing some items. The cup holders in this car, you're only necessarily gonna have two, which are essentially in the back seat, and I'll get into that in a little bit. But these cup holders are only good for holding a very small soda or anything of that sort, a water bottle. But for example, you will not be fitting a full-size Gatorade in these cup holders, because you will not be fitting a full-size Gatorade in these cup holders, because you can see it don't fit whatsoever. So that's one thing to note. Coming on to the center of the car, you have this very small, but it can go forward and back, center armrest. I had a little bit of storage in here, not gonna fit much, maybe a map and a couple of change. You can move that back if you don't use it. The e-brake is right here. It's kind of in an awkward position when you're gonna hit the e-brake, because this thing is right here, and I don't know, I just find it to be kind of awkward. But nonetheless, that is that. And let me go ahead and show you guys the back seats of the vehicle. So in order to get into the back seats of the Mini Cooper, you have to press this little lever right here where it says press down. All you do is press, and the seat automatically slides forward. You do have a little bit of you have some mat pockets on both seats, if I'm correct. And you're not going to be fitting a lot of people back here. Pretty much, as you can see, there is little to no legroom whatsoever in this vehicle, and you're only going to be fitting the people that you really don't like back here. Let's go ahead and step in the vehicle. And as you can see, if I put the seat in my regular seating position, I do have enough leg room right here. My knees are not touching the back of the seat whatsoever. But in the bottom, my feet are practically smushed. I don't have a lot of room. The materials back here are hard touch plastic. Everything back here is plastic. These seats are pretty comfortable. They're in these leather wrapping, and so you have enough leg room back here, or headroom, where you won't be complaining about it that much. But legroom is definitely the biggest issue that this car goes through. One thing to note is that this vehicle does run on unleaded gasoline premium, so that's one thing to note, the type of gasoline that you're gonna have to go ahead and input into this vehicle. Now moving on to the back of the trunk part of the Mini Cooper, there's a little soft touch button right here in the back where you have to locate. Just press that up, and the hatch goes up. This car is a hatchback design, so therefore you have plenty of decent headroom in the cabin. But you give all that up due to the fact that there is not a lot of trunk space in the back. You can go ahead and split down the seat 60-40 in order to give you more cargo room, which is definitely something I would do. Which is pretty much, you can keep the seats down all the time because you're not going to be fitting a lot of people back here. Or you can literally just go ahead and remove the back seats and just take them out. But with the seats up, you have about 20 to 23 cubic feet of space, if I am correct. You can fit a decent amount of grocery bags in here. If you keep the seats folded down like this, it'll be enough to get you by on a weekend trip for 1 or 2 people. So what you guys are hearing is the stock. This car is 100% stock. The stock exhaust that came with the Mini Cooper, and it does have some little pops and burbles if you really get into the high RPM range, and I think it sounds pretty good. Here's a little bit of an exhaust clip from the inside of the cabin. Ooh, that sounds so nice. So now that I've showed you guys both the exterior and the interior of the vehicle, let's go ahead and see how this car drives. So now knowing that since this car is so small and it does have a relatively small wheelbase, you can expect the suspension to not be so friendly. This being my own personal car, and due to the high miles and the age of the vehicle, it's definitely rough, to say the least, and it's not the easiest suspension to get used to whatsoever. So now that we're on the straight road here, I'm going to go ahead and give it a little bit of an acceleration, not too crazy, but let's see how the performance of the supercharger goes. 3, 2, 1. Okay, this thing gets up and goes. That's the point of these cars, to go ahead and have fun with them. And as you guys just saw in this little acceleration, that it gets up and goes. Even with this automatic transmission, yeah, it lags a little bit to go ahead and do the shifts, but overall, it's not bad. I mean, the point of this car is not to be a straight line performer. It's supposed to be a fun economy car that can be. It's literally a street legal go-kart, as many people say. This car is a street legal go-kart. You have a lot of fun whether you're driving it at the speed limit or not. And at the end of the day, you're gonna have a big smile on your face. I would really recommend if you go ahead and drive it or test drive one in the 6-speed manual transmission, because that's really the transmission that this car is supposed to come with. But if you don't know how to drive an automatic, if you don't know how to drive a manual transmission car, then the automatic is a fabulous choice. Is it gonna cut some of the fun out of it? Yeah. But at the end of the day, you're still going to be very happy with the Mini Cooper S. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed my first review ever in the channel. If you liked it, please give it a like. Please make sure to subscribe and stay tuned for more awesome videos and reviews coming out soon. My name is Brian, and I'll see you guys in the next video.